Immediately after sex, he'd hop out of bed and shower.
Hop, hop.
He'd hop out of bed and shower.
And so I just, got into the habit of taking a shower after I, came.
Oh, the nuns.
None, none.
Oh, the nuns. For the same reason they don't ask the number of former sex partners. Too scary.
I mean, he's irrational.
Rational, rational.
Too scary.
I mean, he's irrational. Leave it to me to find the only religious guy still left in Manhattan.
New York is a city filled with places to worship.
Worship. Worship.
New York is a city filled with places to worship. The only time I ever heard anyone mention going into one was for a singles mixer.
Mixer, mixer.
Was for a singles mixer.
God bless.
It was one of those awkward relationship moments.
Awkward. Awkward.
It was one of those awkward relationship moments.
So, which church does his mother go to?
Park Avenue Presbyterian?
Good church. It's one of the best on the east side. What do you...
Presbyterian, Presbyterian.
Park Avenue Presbyterian? Good church. It's one of the best on the east side. What are you? Park Avenue Presbyterian?
Good church. It's one of the best on the east side.
What are you, rating churches? Is there a Zagat guide for that?
4 stars. Great bread. Disappointing wine selection.
Disappoint, disappoint.
4 stars. Great bread. Disappointing wine selection. I'm in love.
What?
Samantha uttering those words to us.
Utter, utter.
Samantha uttering those words to us. After they closed the jazz joint, they walked and talked for blocks.
You have to at least try one of the glazed.
Glaze, glaze.
You have to at least try one of the glazed. It's a little bit of heaven.
Heavenly. And I never thought I'd get there.
Heavenly, heavenly.
Heavenly. And I never thought I'd get there.
And with that one touch, Samantha, who was never a believer in relationships,
Believer, believer.
who was never a believer in relationships, the idea that Samantha could possibly get married before she did shook Charlotte's beliefs to the core. She took some drastic action.
Drastic, drastic.
She took some drastic action. Charlotte had heard about Noni through a sorority sister, whose marriage she had very accurately predicted.
Accurately, accurately.
Whose marriage she had very accurately predicted.
9 of Cups, strength and independence. The Hanged Man, a new awakening.
Awaken, awaken.
The Hanged Man, a new awakening.
I mean, what about my feelings?
Honey, I'm a psychic. I'm not a shrink.
Psychic, psychic.
Honey, I'm a psychic. I'm not a shrink. Honey, I'm a psychic. I'm not a shrink.
So, who is this fabulous mother in the hat?
Fabulous, fabulous.
So, who is this fabulous mother in the hat?
You want to go to the Caribbean next week?
Caribbean. Caribbean.
You want to go to the Caribbean next week?
Oh, really? Well, thanks for clearing that up. And what is that, the Gospel according to Miranda?
Accord, accord.
And what is that, the Gospel according to Miranda?
He wasn't. Sunday morning, a time for rest, a time for relaxation.
Relaxation. Relaxation.
Sunday morning, a time for rest, a time for relaxation. Sunday morning, a time for rest, a time for relaxation, a time for spine.
Spy. Spy.
A time for spine. As I watched Mr. Big standing quietly next to his mother, tall, proud, respectful.
Respectful. Respectful.
Tall, proud, respectful.
Aren't you the young lady who made all that noise?
Slippery gloves.
Slippery. Slippery.
Slippery gloves.
Later that night in the Church of Disco, Stanford invited everyone he knew to a party to introduce a new fragrance.
Fragrance. Fragrance.
To a party to introduce a new fragrance. Stanford and Alon worshipped the same god, style.
So you all excited for the big vacazione?
Excite. Excite.
So you all excited for the big vacazione?
Well, it's not the end of the world.
It's really small.
How small?
Too small.
Well, size isn't everything.
3 inches.
Inch. Inch.
Size isn't everything.
3 inches.
Oh, look, we've all been there.
That's for sure. I was once with a guy the size of one of those little miniature golf pencils.
Miniature. Miniature.
I was once with a guy the size of one of those little miniature golf pencils. I was once with a guy the size of one of those little miniature golf pencils. Couldn't tell if he was trying to fuck me or erase me.
Erase. Erase.
Pencils? Couldn't tell if he was trying to fuck me or erase me.
I call the power of all the saints.
Saint. Saint.
I call the power of all the saints. You'll never be married. You are cursed.
Curse. Curse.
You are cursed.
I knew we'd get back together.
You did, huh?
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Every night I'd light a candle and say a little prayer.
You're a freak.
Freak. Freak.
You're a freak.
Faith that all the withholding would stop.
Withhold. Withhold.
Faith that all the withholding would stop.